We'll go ahead and start with questions for Coach Fargas. Right here in the front.
Nikki, obviously tough matchup always when it's Tennessee LSU. Just what are your general takeaways from the game? You guys obviously jumped out to the lead, and then Tennessee just kept barely just keeping their lead there in the second half.
Well, Renaya Davis is one of the best players in our league, and you saw two really good players today go back and forth for us, Yana Mitchell, and we just didn't have enough. We didn't have enough to sustain when she went out in the first half, and we didn't have enough to push ourselves ahead in the second half. But defensively, it was a great effort on both teams' part. Players make plays, and I thought Massengale had some big buckets there too when we were trying to cut the lead, and she hit a pull-up jumper and then she hit a three. I thought those were big buckets for them in the second half.
Next question.
Nikki, what was your defensive plan against her now? Were you using a lot of different alignments against her? Early in the game, first part of the game, I didn't notice her. Then she's got 18 points. I mean, was it me trying a lot of different looks on her?
Well, obviously none of them worked. She's a tough guard, and she's someone that commands, kind of the same defensive attention that a Kennedy Carter for A&M, a Ryan Howard for Kentucky. I felt like our limiting her touches, we didn't do a great job of that, and that was our initial game plan. We had some possessions there when we moved a little bit more size on her. I thought that was a little bit disruptive, but Renaya is a player, and the other thing that she did a great job of was filling her stat line. Got herself to the free throw line, rebounded, got some transition baskets, also made some baskets in the half-court setting. She's just a really good offensive player.
Nikki, obviously this game's in memory of Pat, someone taken way too soon, and then before the game's over, it's breaking about Kobe Bryant, which I'm sure you've heard by now. Does that just underscore how fragile all of this is?
It makes you appreciate the time that you do have. Every day, we should all wake up and feel blessed that we were able to get up. And, to lose a loved one, it's, our thoughts and prayers go out to Kobe's family. When you play this game, you're trying to teach your kids really the game of life. And, that's my biggest takeaway from Coach Summit was she taught us, that you love people, treat people like you want to be treated, you respect all. And I think with Kobe, I feel like, he left a legacy that's going to continue just like Pat has left hers. Sad day for all who know Kobe and the family and friends, and it just breaks our heart to hear that. And it just makes me want to hold justice a little bit tighter.
Anybody else?
But this league is just brutal. I think Tennessee will be right back in Baton Rouge in 2 weeks, and I mean, this league is still, South Carolina, I think, is making some separation, but this whole league is just up in the air still, isn't it?
It is. Your priority is to come into this SEC season with finishing in the top four, and it's still anybody's top four right now. We've faced Kentucky, Tennessee, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. We've faced a lot of the heavy hitters in our league, and there's a consistency there. Is that we always are going at each other, and there's no night to take off, and there's no guarantee that you're going to win on the road or win at home. And so that's the competitive spirit of this league that I love so much. But when you play in this league, you know what you're up against. That's why you decided to come to LSU or to wherever, because you knew how competitive this league is, and it's one of the best leagues in the country.
Anything else? Thank y'all.
Thank you.